It is time for the mailbag segment. Welcome back. And as always, this is courtesy of Oklahoma Joe's. If you're interested in Oklahoma Joe's smoker or grill, go to their website, use the code RIDEORDIE10, save yourself 10%. I've been using my Highland a lot. Also, love the new smoker. We're already planning on doing a brisket and stuff. I'll keep y'all up to date on that. Keep all that in mind. Let's get to the mailbag segment. That's what we're here for in the second half of the show on Wednesday. Not a ton of questions, and that's okay. Let's start off with Believers, who did the Ride or Die Crew poll of the week. His question: do you agree with the decision to not accept Naji's fifth-year option? The options on the poll were absolutely 100%. Let's see how it goes, and huge mistake. My answer was, let's see how it goes. Let's see how this season goes. If he doesn't play well and if he doesn't fit into Arthur Smith's offense, then hey, you played your cards well. If he plays well, you might get into a bidding war or he might leave via free agency. That's a risk that you're taking. The Steelers, though, they are taking that wait and see approach. Let's go to Jeff Coons, from our buddy from up north. He said, hey, Jeff, greetings from Not Matt, Canada. Which new acquisitions, free agent or draft, are you most excited to keep or to see play? Keep in mind that Cameron Johnson is a perfectly acceptable answer. I'm going to cheat, Jeff. I'm going to cheat. I'm going to give you a position. I'm going to give you a position that I'm excited to see play. No, it's not quarterback. I'm anxious to see the quarterback play. I'm excited to see the inside linebacker play. And how am I cheating? Because I'm excited to see Patrick Queen. And I'm excited to see the young guy, the other Wilson from NC State. That guy is someone that I think could see the field, not all the time. It's a situation where I think that when you look at how the Steelers deploy their inside linebackers, I absolutely think that Peyton Wilson is a player that is going to be able to see the field, but not all the time. But Peyton Wilson, I'm excited to see him. I'm excited to see how he mixes in with Landon Roberts, with Patrick Queen. Hopefully Cole Holcomb is healthy. That's what I'm excited for. And hey, if we get consistent punting from Cameron Johnson, I will be all in. Let's do it. All right, let's go to Nathan Van Slyke. Which of the Steelers' 2024 opponents do you most want to see week one? Which opponent do you least want to see? Okay, so let's talk about opponents. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to not choose any divisional games. I don't want to see any divisional games in week one. So I'm not going to choose one that I do want to see in week one. Who would I most like to see in week one? I'm looking at the home opponents and away opponents. I'm going to say, give me the Cowboys in week one would be a pretty good game, I think. And so that's a home game. If we were on the road in week one, let's go to Atlanta. Let's go down to Atlanta and play a banged up Kirk Cousins in week one. The one I don't want to see outside of the division, I really don't want to see the Eagles in week one. That wouldn't be good. And I don't want to see the Kansas City Chiefs in week one. I just don't. We saw what happened last year. The San Francisco 49ers came into Pittsburgh, blew the Steelers' doors off, and that was embarrassing. And it kind of set the tone for the rest of the year, if I'm being honest. I want to get off to a good start. All right, let's go to Mikey. He said, why is Eric Rowe seemingly not in the Steelers' plan to bring back and to compete for the third safety spot? He was all over the field late last season, very noticeable, and frankly was better than KZ. There are players out there, and I'm going to say, I'll give you an example. Last year, Quan Alexander wasn't signed until close to training camp. I think they might have already reported when the Steelers signed Quan Alexander. There are players out there, and Eric Rowe might be one of those that says, look, I'm not interested in signing with anyone right now. I don't want to go through OTAs. I don't want to go through mandatory minicamp. Just let me relax. And then when the season rolls around, I'll make my decision. The Steelers very well could have been in discussions. I have no inside information here with Eric Rowe and said, hey, we want you back. And here's your offer. But maybe he's just not signing that offer yet. That is an option. A similar story could be told with Patrick Peterson if the Steelers want him back. Let's go to Thomas. At this point, would it be smart to bring Allen Robinson back on a team-friendly deal? If they can't get anyone else, I think bringing Allen Robinson back would be fine. I don't think that would be a bad move. It's not going to move the needle much for me, nor is it going to move much for the entire fan base. Let's see what they can do with the players that they have currently on their roster. Brian Katz, he said, with our new offensive coordinator, quarterbacks, and line additions, do you think we will see considerably more RPOs this year? I actually don't. I don't think we're going to see more RPOs. I think we're going to see more play action passing. And I'm honestly all for that. The RPO game is great. And if you have a system set up where you can actually do that, I think it's phenomenal. The only problem is that for me, I just want to see more play action pass. Stick the football in the belly of the running back, bring it back, go Pickens, go deep, and let's chuck it up. That's what Russell Wilson does. I'm excited for that. Let's go to Brian S., another one. He said, do you think we will see Quan Alexander playing for the Steelers in 2024 after free agency and after the draft of Peyton Wilson? Unless there's an injury bug to the position, I'm going to say no. Let's go to Steelers 419. Do you anticipate a move at wide receiver before training camp? Or do we just hope George Pickens can shake and bake the opposing team's top corner? So I do think they bring in a wide receiver again. It might not be the earth-shattering move that everyone wants, but I do think they bring in a wide receiver before camp. Let's go to James. He said, hey, Jeff, do you think we will see any experimental position switches in training camp this summer? Mainly referring Kendrick Green, a fullback like last year. No, I think if anything, you're just going to see some players, maybe like a Connor Hayward, flex back into the tight end or the fullback spot. That's probably as experimental as you'll get on the offensive side of the ball. Defensively, I think defense, they always experiment. Well, where can we move Minkah Fitzpatrick? Where can we move TJ Watt? I think it's more on the offensive side, and that's my guess. Let's go to JJ52. When do you expect to see recovery details on Holcomb and Trice? This is a common question, and I think that we're not going to know anything until you might start to see some things during OTAs. Give you an example. Even if you see Cole Holcomb out there on the football field in his shorts and jersey doing some basic drills, that's a huge sign. We're not going to get anything official until training camp. They might start on PUP, the physically unable to perform list. But even as early as rookie minicamp, when you have sometimes some veterans show up and they might do some stuff with the rookies, then you have mandatory minicamp coming up at the end of OTAs in June. You'll see some more players there. And so if you see him out there, see Corey Trice with maybe without knee braces or anything, that's a good sign. So full recovery details, not until training camp. However, excuse me, we will be able to pick up on some things along the way. Let's go to Justin Mitchell. Do you want the Steelers to trade Naji for CeeDee Lamb? I don't think that was ever an option. I don't think the Steelers are going to trade Naji Harris. I like CeeDee Lamb a lot, but I just don't see that happening. Steelers fan 69, he always provides the humor in the show. He said, what did baby New Guinea say to Mama New Guinea? Where's Papa New Guinea? Very good. My coworker said his wife is an angel. I told him my wife is still alive. The last one, did you hear that someone stole all the toilet at the police station? They're looking into it, but so far they have nothing to go on. But I'm Ching. Very nice. I love it. Let's go to West Coast N. Hi, Jeff. What is your favorite current position group on the roster? Not your favorite position, but the group of guys you're excited about as a unit. So for me, I'm really tempted to say one I already said, and that's inside linebacker, because I feel like they might have actually kind of rectified that a little bit. But who I'm really excited for, I'm really excited for the offensive line. The offensive line. The Steelers finally, I said this on our live stream during the draft, they quit messing around and they fixed the offensive line. Now, fix on paper. I know they have to go out and execute, but still, give me Troy Fautanu, Isaac Seumalo, Zach Frazier, James Daniels, and then on the right side, Broderick Jones. And let's manhandle people. Let's open up the holes for the running backs. Let's protect the quarterback. Let's pancake some fools. That's what I want to see. So if I'm being honest, the group I'm most excited about watching this year is that offensive line. Let's go to Brandon Diaz. He has several. First, which NFL team has the worst fans and why? I'm going to say, again, I'm going to leave the division out of this. All right. Because if in division, I'm skewed. I'm in Maryland, so I'm around Ravens fans. I always say they're like termites. They come out of the woodwork. So I'm going to say let's leave the AFC North out of it. If I'm leaving the North out of it, I think the worst fans in the league are the Dallas Cowboy fans. They are the most delusional fans I've ever met in my entire life. I mean, my entire life. And I've had people, it was unbelievable. I was at a family party, like a birthday party. And this was a friend of someone in the family. And she comes up to me. This is back when Ben Roethlisberger was playing. And she says, Tony Romo is better than Ben Roethlisberger. I mean, and I don't even know who you are. I'm just wearing a Steelers shirt. She comes up. I said, okay, are we really doing this right now? Like, I don't even know you. And she said, oh, we're doing this. Tony Romo is better. I said, in what metric is he even close to as good as Ben Roethlisberger? She said, every metric. I said, how many Super Bowls has Tony Romo been to? None. How many has he won? Oh, none. Okay, and I just kept rattling off stats. My wife was getting so uncomfortable, but she brought this on herself. They are delusional. So I'll go Cowboys. Next from Brandon, favorite non-Steeler draft pick this year. Non-Steeler draft pick? I don't know. I only focus on the Steelers, man. So I can't really answer that one. My apologies. Next, what's up with all the trade rumors for Najee? I think this is just people that are trying to say, okay, Naji Harris might be upset. He's not at the fifth-year option not getting picked up. The Steelers, they might not be happy with him. They're fine. But Najee Harris, maybe they're going to move him. Maybe that's what they think. I'm seeing people say that Dan Moore is going to get traded. What? I don't know. I don't know where these are coming from, but I don't put much stock into it. All right, let's go to Brandon Diaz again. Dream week 1 game. The dream week 1 game. Maybe hey, last year they started at home and it didn't work out. Go on the road. Get them back on the road again for week 1. Give me at Washington Commanders in week 1 is the dream on the road. Why? They're probably going to be starting a rookie quarterback. Let him go out there and face TJ Watt and Minkah Fitzpatrick in his very first start. Yeah, that would be the dream scenario. Let's go with the next question. Who's the next player that'll get the big contract on the Steelers? This is a tough question. The next player, it might be TJ Watt actually, because TJ Watt's contract is going to be coming up. I'm sure they're going to want to keep him. But if I'm going to say someone that hasn't already gotten a second contract, I think the next big contract, I think they are going to try to keep Pat Freiermuth, but it probably will be a quarterback. It'll probably be one of the 2 quarterbacks. And lastly, who do you think will be the surprise cut this season? A surprise cut for me, again, this would be a surprise. Keep that in mind. And I would be very surprised if this happened. But if I'm picking a surprise, the surprise cut would be Connor Hayward. That Connor Hayward gets cut from the team. So that's my guess. And so, hey, not a lot of questions, not as much as usual, and that's okay. Ride or die crew, y'all are the best. Even in the offseason, y'all are still asking some really solid questions. I do appreciate it. Listen, I want to draw your attention to steelcurtainnetwork.com. Go give us a shot. We have some really great content there. We're looking to improve the website this offseason. Go check out steelcurtainnetwork.com. Also, make sure you check us out on YouTube. I put the mailbag segment on our YouTube channel every week, as well as some of the other things like Coach KT Smith's breakdowns, all that stuff. Search Steel Curtain Network on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, etc. We're everywhere. Check us out, Steel Curtain Network. That's it. On Friday, coming up, I'm going to have Jeremy Jerome Betts on for the All Bets Are Off segment. We're going to get to talk about all things Steelers leading up to next week. But that's it for me, folks. That's a wrap. I hope you have a great rest of your week. You know, we finished out. Be safe, be kind, and God bless. We'll see you on Friday. Go Steelers.